Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mr. Abdullah Amin is talking, and welcome to our biology lesson for grade 7. And today, inshallah, we will start with book B, unit 2, lesson 1. And this is the first part of lesson 1, which is talking about the bacteria, archaea, and viruses. Inshallah, in this lesson, we are going to know what are prokaryotes and what is the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, and what are the characteristics of archaea and bacteria. As you know, guys, all living things in this world are subdivided into two main categories or two main domains: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And these prokaryotes, it's a type of organism. They don't have nucleus or membrane-bound organelle, and we have like two kingdoms of them. We have kingdom bacteria and kingdom archaea. So on the other hand, we have eukaryotes. So we have four kingdoms. They have Plantae, Animalia, Fungi, and Protists. And of course, they have nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. So let's talk about prokaryotes in this lesson. What are prokaryotes, guys? Prokaryotes are single-celled organisms like bacteria and archaea. So they found everywhere. They have a cell wall, and they don't have nucleus and even membrane-bound organelles. Membrane-bound organelles, which means the organelles of the prokaryotes, they are not surrounded by membrane. They have organelles, yes, they have like ribosomes, but actually they are not surrounded by membrane. On the other hand, in the eukaryotes, so they have organelles membrane bound, and they have organelles not membrane bound. So they have membrane bound organelles like chloroplast, like the nucleus, and other organelles, and some organelles they don't have membrane, also like ribosomes. So guys, if we look at the page 80 in the book, you can find the questions asked about the characteristics of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Remember that the prokaryotic cell, the cell that found in prokaryotes, and eukaryotic cell, the cell that found in eukaryotes. Okay, so the main characteristics of both of them here, the prokaryotic cell, of course, they don't have nucleus, and that's why the DNA is free in the cytoplasm, and they don't have membrane-bound organelles. Of course, both of them have DNA and cytoplasm. So guys, here eukaryotic cell, they have nucleus and membrane-bound organelle, and also contain DNA and cytoplasm. Okay. So guys, let's talk about the prokaryotes, and we will start with archaea. So the question is what are archaea and what are the characteristics of archaea? Simply, we can say all of them, they are prokaryotes, so they don't have nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. They are single-celled organisms, of course, because all prokaryotes are single-celled organisms. And actually, guys, they are totally different from the bacteria in their structure of the wall, of the cell wall, because they have chemical that not found, or they are totally different from those that found in the bacteria. And add to your information, guys, so they have some chemicals similar to the chemical that found in eukaryotes, not in prokaryotes. This is something unique to the archaea. And one important thing to mention in archaea, they can live in a place where nothing else can live. So they can live in extreme acidic environment. They can live in hot spring. The scientists found archaea below the ground with 8 kilometers. The scientists found the archaea in the volcanoes and extreme places. And finally, they can use the sulfur to convert energy and use it. Okay, so this is like some characteristics of archaea, which is related to the prokaryote. Characteristic of bacteria. Of course, all bacteria are single-celled organisms because they are related to the prokaryotes, and also they don't have nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. And you can find the bacteria, guys, they can live individually, or you can find them like stick together, make like strands or films. But actually, guys, they can function separately. They can function independently from each other. No one can depend on the other to function well. No, each individual can function independently. Some of them are producer, which means they take the energy from sunlight, they can make their own food. Some of them are consumer, which take the nutrients from other organisms. And most of them, guys, they are decomposers, which is like decomposing or break down dead organisms. And the bacteria, guys, they have like different shapes. You can found in mainly three shapes. Maybe you can find them as round shape or rod shape or spiral shape. And each shape, guys, it has advantage. For example, the round shape, guys, like it does not dry out quickly. Okay, so it's keep the water inside it for a long time. It does not dry out quickly, and for the rod shape, they can absorb nutrients also quickly, and the spiral shape, they can move like corkscrew. Okay, guys, if we're talking about the bacteria, of course, bacteria live everywhere, everywhere, in the air, in the water, in the soil, on our bodies, inside our bodies. They can live in the soil, they can live in the top of the mountain, evenly they can live in the Arctic places. They can live inside our body, so they can help us to break down the nutrients and to change it to vitamins and so on. So we can say they can live everywhere. Okay, so a handful of soil, they can fit to billions and trillions of bacteria. Okay, in harsh conditions, guys, in harsh conditions, when the conditions are not right, the bacteria has advantage, which is making endospore, and endospore, which is like a thick protective coating that protect the bacteria from this harsh condition, and it's made up of DNA and sorry, it contains the DNA and the cytoplasm, and in the case of environmental condition, become good, so the bacteria break apart and break open and become active again. And this is everything about the bacteria today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and this is the end of part number 1, and see you next time.